ministry with Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. This show is all about aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. Tune in weekly as we delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world. Discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. Don't miss Making Provisions for Ministries with Bishop Jerome Jones. It's time to take your ministry to new heights.
Well, greetings and welcome to Making Provision for Ministries and Members. I'm Jerome Jones, and I am so delighted to have an opportunity to share with you again today. I am really thankful to the Lord for this particular program. A few years ago, the Lord dealt with me about something that I had seen in the scripture, and that was how God gave you insight to his servants so that they would be prepared for various droughts that would come upon the land. And through that desire to see that kind of effort and success, the Lord just allowed me to come to the place of just sharing with men and women that are spending money, but how to spend that money more wisely and how to get 3 and 4 and 5 times out of the same money that you're spending right now. And so I want to talk to you today about an easy but powerful financial plan. And this is just one small corner of the things that I can share with you on making provisions for ministries and members, businesses, individuals, churches, different orphanages and projects that you want. I'm going to be sharing with you today on today's broadcast just a small slither of a program or project. And I say that because whatever you're spending money on today, doesn't matter what it is, the chances are I can help you spend it more wisely and get more for your dollar. That's the reality. And so I'm not going to have the liberty to share with you the totality of it. But I want you to know, guys, trust me when I tell you that the things that you're buying right now, that you buy every day or every week or every month, if you're spending money, I can show you how to spend that same money and get 2, 3, 4, and 5 times the return on it. And so if you're interested in saving money, if you're interested in saving on your gas, saving on your phone, saving on your groceries, saving on your clothes, saving on your insurance, saving on anything that you spend money on, all you need to do is contact me and I will reach out to you and we can have a conversation. And I'm sure that I can show you some things that won't cost you money. It'll save you money. I can show you how to take the same money that you're spending and get 3, 4, and 5 times the value. So if you're interested in something like that, just simply call me. But now today's segment, I'm excited about today's segment. I've been waiting on this. I've been holding this back. I've been studying it. I've been trying to see where the loopholes are and where the the shortcomings are. I've been testing it. And so I am persuaded and thoroughly convinced that this little project that I'm going to share with you today can change your financial world. And I want to share it with you. Now, I must put this disclaimer out because anytime we do something financially or that has to do with earning income, the federal regulators require that we all put a disclaimer out there that says this is not a guarantee that you're going to make any money. It's not a guarantee that you're going to be successful. This is for educational purposes and to be delivered to you so that you, the individual, can do with this information whatever you choose. I cannot guarantee that you're going to use this information. I cannot guarantee that you're going to put it into action, but only you can determine that. So keep that in mind all the way through this presentation. I'm going to show you some things, and I know that they will resonate with you and you'll be able to make an educated decision. And that's what I really want. I really want you to be able to make an educated decision. So I'm going to show you a sample of this project. And if you want to know more about this project, all you need to do is reach out to me and then I'll walk you through the whole project. But let's go somewhere right now and talk about what this project is. I'm going to give you the long and short of it right up front, and then I'm going to show you how it is worked out. This project is indeed exactly what I said. It is a project. It's a project that started in 2016. And this project is called Cryptex, that deals with cryptocurrency, bitcoins, and etc. We just learned that in January of this year, the President of the United States made a declaration that cryptocurrency is going to be the universal currency of America, of the United States of America, as well as the world. And we can look around all over the world and see that cryptocurrency is outpacing the US dollar, and the US dollar is on a decline, which simply means you get less for your dollar now than you did 20 years ago, 50 years ago. You're getting much less for the dollar, and it's on a decline. There are major industrialized countries that have already assembled together to develop a universal currency, and that does not include the United States of America. So I'm going to talk to you about this plan, and I'm going to get right into it. And I said I wanted to tell you what it was up front so that if you don't want to stay and listen to it, you can check out. You can check out. I don't want you to sit through this presentation and then have to wait to the end to see what it's all about. No, if you don't want to sit through this presentation, check out, and that's okay. I've been studying this. I've been holding this. I've been into the financial markets and the financial world for years. I've never seen nothing that comes close to this right here. And so I want to share it with you. And again, do your own due diligence, check it out, and then make an educated decision for you and your family. Now, I'm going to take you I'm going to give you the long and short of it. What this involves, it involves you having a financial exposure of $100. And you will simply be out of $100 over a period of 3 years. That's all it'll cost you, $100. Or over a period of 5 years, it will only cost you $100. Or a period of 7 years, it'll cost you $100. Now, I'm going to go into the details and explain all of that, but I'm giving you the upfront responsibility, because I don't want you to sit through this presentation and get to the end to find it out. If you engage in this project, it will cost you $100 over 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. That's all it's going to cost you. If you engage in this project, you will not be selling nothing, you will not be buying nothing, and you will not be going to any meetings. You will not have to do absolutely nothing. Now, I want you to understand that if you engage in this project, it'll cost you $100 and you will not have to do absolutely nothing. You won't have to attend no meetings. You won't have to sell no products. You won't have to buy no products. And you will not be paying any monthly fees. So I want you to understand that when I talk about making provision for ministries, it's because I seek out things that I know can be effective in helping individual people, businesses, ministries. And so this is one of those things. So now get that understanding from the beginning. If you engage in this project for over 3 years, it'll cost you $100. Over 5 years, it'll cost you $100. Over 7 years, it'll cost you $100. Now, what would you have to do? You will have to do absolutely nothing. Now, I can't say it no plainer than that. There is no workload that you have to do. There's no purchases you have to make. There are no meetings you have to attend. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, now, the other part that I want you to know up front, what do you stand to gain? I told you this is an easy but powerful financial plan. Many people today are trying to get by and hoping that they can make it to retirement, hoping that they have something left in the retirement. Social Security is questionable. We see that the markets just lost $10 trillion in 1 week. 10 trillion. People lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2 and 3 days from their 401ks. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of their hard-earned money went out down the drain. People, when the bank crisis was on, lost their savings because they were only insured up to $100,000, and there were people that had $500,000 to $1 million in these banks, and they only were able to have 100,000 when the banking industry collapsed. So when I talk about that, I want you to see the exposure you have when you have your money in these institutions that don't insure your money. So now that compared to this project, the maximum that you could ever lose in this project out of pocket is $100. Over 3 years, that's $33.33 and a third of a penny for a whole year. That's the most you can lose. And if you stretch it to 5 years, that's only $20 per year that you are financially exposed. And if you stretch it to 7 years, it's less than $20 a year that you are financially exposed. Now, why am I making this point? Because when you look at the return on this is astronomical. I'm going to show you a couple of accounts that are real accounts, and I'm the owner of them. Okay. And I want to show it to you. I waited until it had got a chance to grow. These are accounts that I started in the December the 27th of 2024. So actually January until now, I started these 2 accounts, and I'm going to show you the results of that. Now, let me make a slight correction. In December the 27th, I started one account, a 3-year account. In April of 2025, this year, I added a 5-year account. So I started a 3-year account in December 27th, year of 24. And in April, the first week, right about the 5th of April, I started a 5-year account. And I've got these accounts and they are making money while I'm talking to you. They are making money while I'm sleeping. They are making money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I don't have to do absolutely nothing. Once I set this up, it is a done deal. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to go back and check, put no money in it. I don't have to pay no bills. I don't have to do any of that. So I want you to pay attention. And I want to say this up front because I want you to, if you don't want to sit through this and hear this and be, you go to something and they save the part that is going to cost you for last. But I want you to know that if you engage in this, you're going to be out of $100. Now, what do you stand to gain? If you choose a 3-year program, that $100 at the end of 3 years is going to bring you $35,000. And again, you did absolutely nothing, but you're going to have $35,000 plus dollars at the end of 3 years. Now, why do we say at the end of 3 years? Because during the 3 years, you can't touch that money. It is only available at the end of the term. The term is 3 years, so you get your payout at 3 years. If you choose a 5-year, you get your payout at the end of 5 years. If you choose a 7-year, you get your payout at the end of 7 years. But you can't go in there 2 years later and pull money out. You can't go in a 5-year plan and go in there in the 4th year and pull money out. There's no pulling out of any funds until the term is over. But when that term is completed, that 3-year plan that you selected will pay you $35,000 plus. And what did it cost you? $100. That's the only financial exposure you have. Now, why is that important in another sense? Because let's say the market crash with your investments that you have in your 401ks. You are exposed to literally tens of thousands of dollars. And once the market crashes, you have no recourse to get that money back. You're not going to file a claim and they come back and restore that money. No, that is lost. It's gone. Now, so let's say the worst case scenario happened here. You're only out of $100 over 3 years. We throw that kind of money away in less than 3 years. So this exposure that you have is risk-free. It is risk-free. You got $100 out of pocket, and I'm going to tell you what is being done with that $100. I'm going to tell you how you get to $35,000. You don't want to miss this. How do you get $35,000 and you only put in $100? You only out-of-pocket expense is $100. That's why I said this is an easy but powerful financial plan. It will answer all the questions. It will pay all the bills off. It will leave you with all kind of income. You say, well, not $35,000 is not going to do that. Of course not. But that's just like a drop of sand compared to what comes after that. So I want to just share it with you. Now, the other point is that if you choose a 5-year plan, it costs you the same $100, but the 5-year plan will yield, after the term is over, $471,000. Just think about it. How much did it cost you? One single $100 bill over 5 years. So that means your out of pocket was $20 a year to generate and return of over $470,000. Now, don't you stretch it out to 7 years and you got $1 million plus. Okay, so you can see that this exposure is reduced and the gains is increased. Now you say, well, how do you get that, Jerome? How do you get that? How does that happen? Well, here's how. Let's go now to the sharing of the screen, and I will take you through my slide presentation so that you can see it very clearly. And then I'm going to show you our accounts. Right at this point, I'm going to show you the accounts first. I'm going to show you the accounts first, and then, so before I do that, let me go to this page and log in. Well, I'm going to log in while we are watching it. I'm going to log into my accounts, and I'm going to show this to you because I want this to be known up front so that we can have a clear understanding. Here is my account where I'm about to sign in to Cryptex. And once I sign in, let me do that and let it populate and open up. This is my wallet. It is my Bitcoin wallet, or my crypto wallet that is used to take the $100 that is required for me to participate and work with it. Now, let me show you something here. When we start this account, let me show you this. I know this is strange, but look at this figure here, $77,225.96 in US dollars. And this is trending up 5.16%. Now, look at this. It says overview staking balance. The total DeFi hybrid contract. The next is, that's two of them. This is what I was saying, that I have two accounts. I have two DeFi hybrid contracts. I'm going to explain all of this. Just continue to follow us. The amount of the loan, you said loan? Yes, there was a loan made from the bank that created this staking pool of $73,440. That was the loan. The profits that I have made from that loan is $3,785.96. That's my money. And tomorrow it will be higher. And every day this amount is going to increase. I'll explain the terms. Just follow me, just giving you this up front because I don't want you to sit through this and then not trying to get this information. Now, look at this number here where my mouse is. The last profit I made was $75.76. That was yesterday or today. The last whole week, I made $681.86. The last month, this account made $797.19. Now, guys, this is me making money, but I'm not doing anything. This is me getting money every day into this account without me having to do absolutely nothing. So I want to go a little bit further and look a little bit further here. And you'll see where it says these are a little bit bigger. Two DeFi hybrid account, a contract active. That means that I have activated two accounts. And I said this earlier, one of them, it'll show it right here again. You see these green, these flashing things, that's letting us know what is active, what is not active. And if you look at this, you can see a 3-year is 36 months. DeFi 36. Now they don't have DeFi 24. They don't have that no more. But the DeFi 36 is active. The DeFi 60, that's 5 years, that's active. The DeFi 84 is active, is 7 years, and that's active. They're coming out with a 10-year that is pending. They don't have it as of yet, but it's in the works. Now we can look here at my record. I have DeFi 36 active in staking pool. I've got one. I opened this account in December the 27th of last year. I have DeFi 60 active in the staking pool. I have one of those. That's a 5-year. I just opened that on April the 5th of this year. Now, I want us to see, again, here's the profits where it says overview profits locked. That means I can't touch these profits until the 3-year period is over. And once the 3-year period is over, I will be able to pull $35,000 plus out of this account. Then, once the 5-year period is over, I'll be able to pull $471,000 out of this account. And every day, I will see this account grow. It'll grow every day. How does that happen? I'm going to explain the whole process. But if you don't want to sit through the presentation, you're welcome to check out. Now, the other part about this, I'm not going to get into this in this segment, but there's another component of this where I have already got 9 referrals. There's a lot of possibilities in the referrals, but I don't want to get it cloudy. You don't have to do nothing. When I say nothing, I mean no sales, no purchases, no referrals. I mean no meetings. I mean absolutely nothing. Okay, and that's the segment that I'm sharing with you now. So now that's that. So we're going to stop sharing and come back now to our live feed here. And I want to share with you now the process. This is what happens. Now, if you have understood it so far, what I've said to you is that if you engage in this project, it's going to cost you $100, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years. And at the end of the 3 years, you're going to have $35,000+. At the end of the 5 years, you're going to have $470,000+. And at the end of 7 years, you're going to have over $1 million. That's all from $1. I mean, $100, excuse me, $100. How is that possible? What program is out there? What system is out there that allows you to take one single $100 and turn it into over $1 million over 7 years, or over 470,000 in 5 years, or over 35,000 in 3 years? What program is out there, a system is out there doing such a thing? Well, let me show you. It's not new. It's been around a long time. And men and women has been making millions of dollars with this same procedure for years all over the world. And now you get a chance to jump in and do likewise if you deem this to be something that will help you. So let's look at the next program, and I want to go right into it. So I'm going to go back and share my screen, and we will walk you through this process. And I believe this is where I want to go right here. And let's go here. We're in our slide presentation. And this is just the name, the new money, cryptocurrency, how a small investment, and that word investment is a misprint because it's not an investment. This is not an investment of your part. What you will do with that $100, we will explain what that $100 does. But this, how you can take a small 100 fee of $100 and change your world. Now, cryptocurrency is the new way of the world when it comes to the future of money. You must prepare for the future. Secure your family and loved ones now. Provide for your retirement. Provide for your children's future. Pay off all outstanding debt. Cryptex, and cryptocurrency is a financial match made for you. So let's learn how to leverage cryptocurrency that gives you the best retirement plan. You are going to learn some key benefits of being associated with the Cryptex project. And remember, I said to you as we started that this is a project that started in 2016. Let's go on. As we get started, Cryptex allows you to benefit from a starting balance of $30,240 or $43,200 and only pay a $100 activation fee. Of course, I put the disclaimer there. I've already spoken to you in regard to the disclaimer. But this $30,000 or $43,000, you said, where does it come from? It comes from the bank. Now, let me assure you that the bank is not in the business of giving away money. If the bank is going to give you or loan you this money, it's because they got a good idea that they're going to get paid very healthily because of it. So what is Cryptex and how does it work? And we're going to try to move through it. Cryptex is a community-based project where operation is anonymous. There is no CEO, no company, no business, and no location. Cryptex utilizes a blockchain-based DeFi staking protocol as its point of earning. Cryptex maintains partnerships with banks, insurance companies, and individual account holders who are called participants, working uniformly to generate profits for all parties involved. Cryptex provides anonymity for all parties, operating since 2016, and there are over 1 million account holders, which are participants worldwide. This is a project that reduces the risk, the financial exposure of the participants, and at the same time give those participants the possibility of great financial gain. Now, let's go through some of the details. This coin currency is disrupting the traditional finance world. The players in this, the players that we're dealing with are DeFi staking contracts. That contract is a player, is a one of the entities. The another entity is the account holder. That is me. The account that I showed you are my accounts, and I am the holder. I am the participant. Then the next player is the insurance company, and the next player is the bank. So there are four parties here, and all four parties are rewarded very healthily for being in this project. So now let's look a little bit further. What is DeFi staking? It is the process of keeping your assets in a smart contract in exchange for the accumulation of interest. Cryptech assets are locked for a contractual period of time in order to generate passive income. So Cryptech's DeFi staking means that you put your assets in a smart contract for in exchange for accumulation of interest. And these assets, they are locked in that contractual period of time. In other words, during the period, they can't be moved, they can't be spent, they can't be accessed. And they do that in order to generate passive income. And it is that passive income that rewards the bank, rewards Cryptex, rewards the insurance company, rewards the participant. Number two, locked assets are protected. Locked assets protects the blockchain network's ability to generate crypto profits. And as a reward, the stakes participants receives returns. And that's what I have now, over $3,700 from a single $100 for 3 years and a single $100 for 5 years. Number three, DeFi staking is considered the modern savings account, but much more lucrative because daily rewards are possible with staking. Cryptex averages a variable 0.1% to 0.3% per day from staking and compounds the interest daily for profitable returns. Now, that's the key that is so important to this process: compounding interest. Now, they've been compounded interest has been around for decades, and there are people all over the world that are making millions of dollars from the money that they already have. They're not doing any more work. They're not having to grind behind the grinding mill. They're not having to get extra jobs. They're not having to, to get extra loans. The money that they have is in these smart contracts, and it is making them income no matter what they choose to do in life. Now, let's go a little bit further. What is the product slash assets? Transforming ownership in the digital age. The DeFi hybrid contract. A DeFi hybrid contract, this is the contractual agreement between the contract, the insurance company, and the bank. The next point, the contract contains the provision of capital in US, which is the starting balance. So the day that you select your program or your plan, the bank is going to make a deposit in your account for either the 3 year, 5 year, or the 7 years. So now let's go further. This is your starting balance given by the bank to the contract. So now they're not putting the money directly into your hand, but they're putting it directly in your account of this hybrid contract for a term of 3 years or 5 years or 7 years. You decide whichever one. Users, which was myself, activate a contract. Each contract has a non-refundable activation fee of only 100 US dollars, deposited in cryptocurrency slash Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, which is used for distribution and inter-systems operation. So I put $100 in my wallet, and from that $100, I activate a 3 year hybrid DeFi hybrid contract. Once I activate that DeFi, that 3 year DeFi hybrid contract, the bank immediately puts $30,240 in that account. And that $30,240 start being compounded every day. And so the very next day, I will see that my account has increased about $25, $30 for that 3 year uh, term. Each day it'll increase more and more and more, and every day it will increase. But the bank is giving me and gave me my starting capital. You said, well, Jerome, don't you have to pay that back to the bank? I never have to pay anything back. I never have to pay any bills whatsoever. I just love that. I love the sound of it, love what it does. And like I said, the worst case scenario is I'm out of $100 in 3 years. I can live with that. I can really live with that. I can live with being out of $100 in 5 years. Now, because I'm sure that if the stockholders that watched the stock market crash, if they were only going to be out of $100, I think they would have grew some wings and flew to glory. But that's not the case. This here is such a opportunity that does not put you in such an exposed financial situation. You're not going to lose your life savings. You're not going to lose your hard-earned pension. You're not going to lose your children's educational fund. This here is a plan that answers the needs of the individual without exposing the individual to the financial risk. Okay, let's go further. One of the parties is the participant, and that would be me in this case when I already own 2 contracts. With only $100 activation fee, you can secure a 3, 5, or 7 year DeFi staking hybrid contract, which contains a starting balance of, for the 3 year, they will loan you $30,240. 5 or 7 years, they will loan you $43,200. Each participant is considered an account holder and may open an account anonymously with address, just an email address upon registration. When they say anonymous, they really, really mean anonymous. Now, let's look at the next part. These starting balances compound over the length of the term. So every day you're getting interest off the bank's money. It's not your money. You did not come out of pocket with this money, but you're getting interest every day. Well, what was your role? The banks cannot make a loan to themselves. The banks need a real person to initiate a loan. It is unlawful for them to do this without a real person. So that's where you come in and meet the need of being that real person. And your exposure is $100, not for investment. Your $100 is to activate the contract. And when the contract is activated, these monies are now taken by Cryptex. They are invested in the different coins and different currencies, and they pay dividends, returns, and those returns is rewarded back to the four different parties without you having any financial exposure, and not without you having to do any physical work. So that's the beauty of this program. Now we got the insurance company. You say, well, the insurance company insures the wallet for loss or default and was developed by the partner insurance company specifically for this the Cryptex project. In other words, Cryptex says we're going to have an insurance company that is tailor-made for this project, so that if there's any loss, the loss would never be felt by the participants. I want you to understand that. And that's what made it such attractive to me, because we can't afford losses. Some people can afford a loss of monies and still be okay. But most of us and most ministries, most churches cannot afford to lose like that. So this was so attractive. But why would the insurance company do this? The insurance company stands to benefit financially by receiving secure monthly payments from the staking profits of every single contract. They receive this without interruption for the entire term of the contract. So if it's a 3-year contract, the insurance company is doing pretty well, because they're going to get paid $210 every month. And that's a good return for what they're doing, because these deals, these projects, they don't have a failure rate. So the insurance company is doing exceptionally well. And that's what makes them want to do this. This is automated, so you don't have to worry about paying them. You never see a bill. You never have to answer to anybody. You never even have to speak to any individual. Then it goes on and says it is automated, and as it is automated, it removes the human factor, and and doing that assures that they are collected, that they can collect. Now let's go to the next and talk about the bank. Why now the bank? Based on the insurance coverage, the partner bank they work with provides the capital for the contract, for that 3-year contract, the 5-year contract, the 7-year contract. That money is coming from the bank. Now you got to have the money to make any kind of investments. So this is not just a paper number. The banks have to actually deposit the real money into that account. And then Cryptex has to take that real money and put it into the real markets and get real dividends in return back, so that they can as a result, pay out those dividends to the four parties. But why would the bank now do this? Again, we said they needed a person, right? Yes. The banks benefit though financially by receiving secure annual interest from the staking profits without interruption for the entire term of the contract. Again, it's automated. You don't have to do a thing. It's automatically done, removes the human factor, and assures collection. The banks are going to get 6.75% annual interest for every one of these contracts. It is a very lucrative position for the bank. It's a very lucrative position for the insurance company. And it's a very lucrative position for uh, Cryptex, even though Cryptex only gets $30 a month for for each contract. But you multiply that times over 1 million contracts, and they could have 2 million plus now since this was printed. But just see the vast rewards that is paid back to every party. So, and you can kind of understand where this is going. Let's look at what does all this mean for you. It means because of these four components, profits can be generated with the addition of compounding. Compounding interest is amazing. You don't have to take my word for it. Just go look, put the numbers to on any spreadsheet and pull any spreadsheet that from any financial institution, and they'll tell you that compounding interest can earn you more money in the shortest period of time. I mean, without you having to be at such a risk of losing all your income, all your investments. Let's look at number one is DeFi staking contract. Number two is the account holder. Number three, the banks, and number four, the insurance company. Now, a 3-year contract. This is the breakdown on it. The capital is $30,240. Where did it come from? The bank gave you that. They loaned that to you on the first day. How long is the staking term? 36 months. The insurance fee, how much is it? It is $210 a month. The handling fee, which is Cryptex, it is $30 a month. The loan interest bank, the variable rate is 6.75 per year. Staking rewards are paid daily. Compounding, yes, it compounds. The contract fee is $100. That was paid by me. The deposit is cryptocurrency. That's what I did. I deposited into my cryptocurrency wallet. And the asterisk is telling us that the insurance, the processing fee, the annual interest fee is paid by the generated staking profits. I never see a bill. I never have to talk to anybody. I just watch my income grow every day. Past results are no guarantee of future successes. We always have to remind us that the disclaimer has to be there. But in 3 years, with these funds compounding every day, a starting balance of $30,240 will be approximately $65,337.28. So now let's look what happens to that 65,000. Number one, the $30,240 is returned to the bank. It's returned back to the bank because it was a loan. Number two, the user now is left with $35,097.28 for activating a $100 contract. The 5-year contract, your starting capital was $43,200. That compounded every day. And at the end of 5 years, you had $514,000, $687.63. Again, the bank gets back the loan of $43,200, and the user, the participant, gets $471,487.63 for activating a $100 contract for 5 years. Now, you can't, no one that sees this, hear this, that have an inkling of believing that report can walk away and say, this is not something that I seriously should get involved with. In 5 years, trust me on this, you will have burned a lot more than $100 on soda or juice or candy or cookies or chips. And you have nothing but a body that probably a little bit older and a little bit less healthy. But with this, just one single $100 bill, no stress with working, no stress with trying to keep a quota, no stress with monthly payments, no stress with having to attend meetings, no stress with having to do anything at all, but watch your income increase every day, 365 days a year. That's a plan that is easy but powerful. And it is here for you if you decide that you want to get started. So you can see there is a substantial payout difference between the 36-month contract and the 60-month contract. There are big differences between the two. One 36-month contract is estimated to return $35,097.28 in profit for the account holder. One 60-month contract is estimated to return $471,487 in profit for the account holder. Each contract compounds daily interest on the starting balance and averages between 0.1% and 0.3% per day or higher. For all for the same $100 activation fee. And you can have multiple accounts. Now that's exciting there. So if you want to have $10 million worth, you can, but you can never spend more than $100 for that account under no circumstances. Now, I keep saying that, and I want you to notice this. Most investment companies will never tell you that you can't invest the total amount of money that you want to invest. In other words, if you want to invest $1 million in that, they will take your $1 million. That will not happen here. They will not allow you to do that here. Each contract is limited to $100. And you also are capped off as to how many contracts you can have in the 3-year term, and you're capped off in how many you can have in the 5-year term or the 7-year term. They are not allowing people to game the system by putting millions of dollars in it and make it difficult for the average person. So they made sure that the playing field is completely level. It's $100 per contract, and limited 3-year contracts, limited 5-year contracts, and 7-year contracts. That makes it plausible for all to participate and for all to be lifted up together and accomplish their financial goals. Now, again, you can join Cryptex. Now, if you decide that you want to join Cryptex, I'm gonna go back and give you another link to go to. But if you join through my website, I'm going to give you a free resort stay at a free vacation stay at a resort property for 4 to 7 nights. I'll give you all the details once you get your account and get your contract started. I want to give you that to commemorate the kind of joy and remembrance that of the day that you started this amazing journey. And we'll give you all the details about that at that time. Now, let me go back now to our live feed. And I think what I'm going to do is put up a link that if you say, I want to get started, I'm going to give you a link. Hopefully, I will. And I'm going to say to you, go to this link right here and make sure you type that in like that and go to that link. And you're going to, when you get there, there's some videos you can watch. There's a webinar with 20 or 30, 40, 50 people that's on video screen. You can do all that. And then there's a button that which says get started. Get started by just simply opening your free wallet. It's a free wallet. You just click the link, but make sure you click the link for that free wallet from the link that I sent you. That's on this page right here. And if you do that, it will trigger a notice to me. Once I get that notice, I will start the process of making sure that I follow your work, what your process of getting set up, and I will make sure that you get that gift that I'm offering everyone. And trust me, I can offer it to everyone that signs up. If I have 1,000 people sign up, I can offer you 1,000. I can offer it to 1,000 of them. So trust me on this, and just try it. And as I said, starting, it doesn't matter what you're spending money for. I can show you how to spend it a lot more effective. Get a lot more from the same money you're spending. Not no more, but same money. Get 3 times, 4 and 5 times the value of the same dollars that you're spending. If you got a business, I can show you how to save money on your business and get your bills reduced. Sometimes saving $20,000 and $30,000 off of your bills. Sometimes saving a few $100,000, depending on the size of your business. And all of this, you can get started. It's not going to cost you nothing out of pocket. Okay, so when I talk about this, making provisions for ministries and ministers and individuals is a ministry that is designed to provide you with opportunities to extend and expand the money that you already have, and also to increase your income, to earn money without locking up your time, locking up your labor, without you being so overwhelmed that you cannot do it. This is a project that doesn't require you to do absolutely nothing. You have no work. I have these accounts, and let me just go back and show you again this live account now. These are, okay, I didn't put this share up, so let just one more time look at this live account, and I'm going to take you to my accounts that I own and see what they've come. Now, this account was started, you can see right here, I have 2 active accounts. One is a 3-year and one is a 5-year. Here's my income. right here that's in this account, $3,785.96. And it's locked means that I have no access to it until it finish the term. At the end of 3 years, I'm going to pull out $35,000 plus. And then at the end of 5 years, I'm going to pull out the $471,000. Now, again, my only exposure financially is $100 per contract. You can have 10 contracts. You can have 20, 30, 40. So it's a plan that can secure your financial future and accomplishes the things that you wanted to accomplish in your financial world. Just to go back and show you that now every day, this is what is being compounded. $77,225.96. That is going to be compounded every day, and I'm going to get paid the interest from that. The insurance company is paid from that interest. The banks are paid from that interest. Cryptex is paid their portion from that interest, and I receive my portion, and all the money is locked for the whole term. And that's what makes it available to create passive income. So I wanted you to see that again and say to you, if you believe that this is something that I know it'll help you, but you have to make that decision, you know. But this is this easy but powerful financial plan. And it is indeed a plan that you can benefit from without having to do any physical work, no meetings, no purchases, no selling, no nothing, but just watch your money grow. Now, I'm going to show you these accounts later on, and they will have increased to over $4,000. Then every day, they're going to go up now about $100. So just imagine you're getting over $100 every day and you're doing nothing. And eventually, it's going to get up to $200 a day, doing nothing. $300 a day, doing nothing. All because I took $100 and I decided, rather than spending up on potato chips and sodas and candies and McDonald's and the other things that I do, instead of doing it, I decided to take $100, sacrifice it, and see what happens. See what happens. And that's what I'm telling you, that this is noteworthy for you to do as well. Because a lot of times people look at it and say, well, I don't know. Well, listen to me for a moment. You're going to waste more than $100 in 3 years or 5 years on junk food. So the worst case scenario is you out of $100 over 3 years or over 5 years. The best case scenario, you have $35,000+ that came from that $100 in 3 years, or $471,000 that came from that same $100 in 5 years. Now you just kind of tell me which one is the more plausible thing for you to do. See? And so I hope that this has been helpful to you, to share with you this financial plan. Now that link is on the screen. Go there and take a look. And if you need some questions answered, simply reach out to me. I'll be happy to do that. Now I have a service to be your consultant that will oversee, look over your shoulders and guide you through the setup process. Because once you get it set up, you don't need anybody. And now some of you may be able to set it up yourselves. But if you want to hire me to do it, then you could hire me to do it. It'll cost you about $100 to $125, and that will give you the expertise of someone that is doing it, someone that understands it, and someone that can make sure you don't make the mistakes and hit the wrong buttons or put in the wrong information, etc. And getting your wallet set up, getting your Bitcoin account, getting your cryptocurrency, making the payment to your wallet, making the payment from your wallet to activate the contract. We will walk you through every phase of that, but that is a paid service. Now, if you can do it yourself, just do it yourself. But I know there are people that sometimes say, well, I can do it myself, but I would rather not have to put that pressure on me to do it. Well, we'll, like I said, you could hire us to do it, to walk you through it. We're not going to ever do it. And the reason we can't just do it, because the security on this is second to none. Each person has to have their own account, and each person has to be the one to actually open their account. And you cannot open an account for other people. You get it there. If you violate the procedures, you will forfeit everything you have. You can't open multiple accounts. One member, only one account. Now you can have many contracts, but just one account. See, I have one account, but I have two contracts. Next month we'll have three contracts. We got a scale that we're working to move upward with. There's over a dozen contracts, but you can't have but one account. So you can't open two accounts and three accounts and four accounts, because if you do that, you will lose and forfeit. They will ban every account that you have, and they will ban everyone that is associated with that account, or those accounts. So you can have one account, but you can have 50 contracts. Okay, so just understand. So there's no need to try to do anything unscrupulous. Just do the right thing, open your account, and get as many contracts as you want. Okay. If your family wants their contract, they have to sign up under you. They can't sign up under something else. No, they have to sign up under you. But if they're in that household, if they're in your household, because wherever your family that's in the household with you, that doesn't mean if they're in New York or somewhere else, but if they're in the household with you, they have to sign up there under you. And we'll go through all of that. The main point is, this is an opportunity that you would do yourself justice to look deeply in and to make the commitment that I'm going to sacrifice this $100. That's your total exposure. You're not going to be called in and say, well, you got to pay some more money. Nope, that's it. Whether you get the 3-year, the 5-year, or the 7-year plan, it's still $100. But the rewards are astronomical. So I want to encourage you. There's a link on the screen. Get that link. Watch the videos. Get your wallet set up and get your wallet funded. Start your contract. Get a vacation resort property gift from me free. Well, only thing about it, that vacation resort, you just pay the taxes. We can't give you the taxes. The government requires that the individual that use those free promotions pay the taxes. And so, but just think about it. You'll be able to stay in a resort property that the room cost would be over sometimes $250, $350 a night. You'll be able to stay there 4 to 7 nights and only pay the taxes on that room. So it's a gift. It's my way of saying, welcome aboard, thank you, and get ready for a joyous ride. Well, I'm going to leave you there. I hope this has been a real help to you. And I'm going to be coming back with another segment on how The second phase of this project makes it possible for you to earn money while you wait on the term to expire. So while my 3-year term is running, I could actually earn money right now, and many times earn more than I've got coming at that 3-year term or that 5-year term. So we're going to talk about that, but I didn't want to put that in this segment to confuse you. I wanted you to know that you don't have to do absolutely nothing, zero, and you have no financial exposure beyond your activation fee. You don't have to try to make no trades. You don't have to try to do no trading, no buying and selling stocks. You don't have to do anything. Just activate your account, and then you can sit down and watch your income grow every day, 365 days a year. It's exciting, I know. Because when I look at my account tomorrow, it'll be $100 and some more than it is today. The next day, it's going to be $100 and some more than it was then. So this is encouraging. It's real people with real money and paying out real dividends. I hope you'll join my team, because we're on our way somewhere miraculous. If you're a pastor, if you're a minister, you have a vision, this can help you. I've waited to roll this out. I wanted to test it out. I wanted to sign up for it, get it started, look at what is happening, do some research, talk about, see what other people experiences are. I've had the chance to do all of that. And I can tell you that I can go to the blockchain and see text there. I made several transactions, and I went to the blockchain, and it's right there. Now, one of the things about if you don't know about blockchain is the safest banking industry there is available to man, and most secured. And I'll talk about that because only I have access to my account. And so I want you to know that it'll be the same with you. So let's hope that we can meet together and that we can be of help to one another and encouragement to one another. Because of your ministry, the time is coming when you're going to need something just like this. That day is coming soon. I hope you'll get on board with this. And if you do, God bless you. If you don't, there's no pressure. You won't hear me, doing anything. There's no sales pitch. There's no, that's why I said to you at the very beginning, this is what it's going to cost you if you decide to do this. I didn't want you to sit through the presentation and get that at the end. That's what most people do. But I don't like that approach. I like to let people know up front, if you get involved, this is what it's going to cost you. And this is what you can hope to make. Okay. While there are no guarantees, but this is what we have seen be in practice over and over and over. And so we got we're in a good position to believe that there's no stopping to this practice now. So examine it, do what's best for you and your family. I'm Jerome Jones, saying if you go with God, I know he will surely go with you. And until our next gathering, have yourself a Jesus-filled day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Making Provisions for Ministries, hosted by Bishop Jerome Jones. Join us every week as we discuss aiding ministries in financial growth and prosperity. This is your opportunity to delve into strategies for expanding ministries and acquiring the necessary resources for survival in today's world, and discover practical solutions and actionable steps applicable to any congregation. So until next time, God bless from your friends at Making Provisions for Ministries with host Bishop Jerome Jones.